Alright y'all, right off the bat this morning, y'all will notice I am in a different boat today than I have been in the last several videos. Matter of fact, you've never seen this boat in a video because this is not my boat. This is a friend of mine's boat. I'm actually in between boats right now. I just sold my 2025 Phoenix last week, and my new one, I actually pick it up at the plant tomorrow. So I'm in a friend of mine's boat today. I knew somebody would ask, so I wanted to address that. Definitely going back with another Phoenix. I'll be getting the Phoenix 920 Elite X. Like I said, picking it up at the plant tomorrow. Definitely looking forward to getting it. But shout out to my buddy for letting me borrow his boat today so I could get out here and go fishing. So with that being said, we got a school of crappie right here about 30 feet in front of us. They are down about 11 to 12 feet. So I should have my depth set about right on my slip bobber. We're gonna get us a minnow right here. Get out there and see if we can get us one. It's a little bit of wind this morning. It's not terrible bad. There's definitely a little more than I would like for there to be, but that's okay. We will make do with what we got. Don't put it where the fish are, you ain't gonna get a bite, I can promise you that. Alright, reel it back to me just a little bit. We ought to be in the danger zone right there. Let's see if we catch one. Got them looking at it for sure. There he goes. Got him. First one of the day. That did not take long. He just eased off with it. Looks like a pretty good crappie too. Oh yeah. I want y'all to look how fat this fish is. My goodness, that thing's been doing some eating. Water temps are getting down around 55, 56 degrees now. So these fish are most definitely putting that chubby wintertime feed sack on. Man, what a pretty fish. Look at the sun beating off that fish. Golly, that's awesome. There's a pile of them down there too. I've got to get back in there. Pretty one, thank you. I may keep a few later today, I don't know. Hadn't made my mind up yet, but we'll let that one go. Get us another minnow right here. All I'm doing, I'm just going right up through that minnow's lips, coming out his nostril, just like that. You want to make sure, obviously, make sure not get them minnows in the brain, because if you ever hook them in the brain, it'll kill them graveyard dead, and you will not get a bite on them. In my opinion, crappie don't like dead minnows. I have listened to podcasts where people talk about catching crappie on dead minnows and cutting minnows in half and all this goofy kind of stuff, but I'm not saying it don't work sometimes in some part of the country, but for me, I want my minnow just as lively and kicking just as much as I possibly can get him to do. That seems to be the way to catch them for me. I shallowed my bobber stop up just a little bit, and I maybe shouldn't have done that. I maybe should have left it just like it was. But I always, when I'm fishing with these fish like this, I always want those fish to have to come up for that minnow just a little bit. Not a lot, but I want them to have to come up for it a little bit. He most definitely saw it. He just never did eat it. So let's go. Let's come back about, deepen back up about 6 or 8 inches with my bobber stop. Go right back out there. That yellow jug that y'all see right out there in the distance, there's several of them out here. What that is, that's marking somebody's trot line. But I will say this, that jug being out there, it does give me a good reference point on where I need to cast, which is kind of cool. Oh yeah, we're dropping right in them this time. Y'all see that right there? Dropped right down in the top of them fish that time. Comes one up there to look at it. Get it, big dog. There he goes. We got him. He did. It's another pretty good one. That's some nice black crappie. We're subject to catch a good white crappie right here also. Don't know if we will or not, but we could. Look at our little minnow, slip bobber. That's about as easy and as simple a fishing as it can possibly get right there. Thank you, buddy. Go ahead and put him back. We'll see if we can get us another one. Now I could have got another fish out of that minnow, but I've got plenty of minnows. I like to keep fresh bait on there at all times. That's just my opinion. That's just how I like to do things, but I want my bait as fresh as possible. Here we go. Let's see what this is. This feels like a good crappie right here. I have found me a school of shallow fish right here. If it's a crappie, that's a big one. I'm gonna say it's crappie. Yeah, it is. Big old crappie too. Golly. Come up here, baby. God, fish is thick. Wow. I tell you what, we're gonna throw that one in the live well. That's a good fish right there now. My goodness, there's a pile of them in there too. Y'all look at that one. That's a man. That is a man right there. Another little ledge right here with a stump on it. Got a pile of fish sitting on it. I mean a pile of crappie. Get back out there, see if we can get us another one. Did I go in there with them? Ooh, another one. Another one come up there and smoked it. Shouldn't take long right here. I was reeling it over the stump so I didn't get hung up. And one came up there and hit it when I was reeling it over that stump. There's some really good ones in there. Here we go. We got another one. Oh, wow. I hope that's a crappie, y'all. I bet it is, too. Yeah, it is. No, it ain't. This is a bass. This is a bass here. One thing about live bait, you're gonna catch everything that swims. That's just the way it is. You're gonna catch bass, catfish, all the above. Get on back in there, boy. You ain't what we're looking for today. I love you, but you ain't what we're looking for today. I need to go even a little bit shallower on this place. These fish ain't in but about 6 feet of water. I'll give y'all a little tip right here. I'm using a 7'3" rod, so I'm using that to gauge how deep I am with my bobber stop. If I reel it up there to the tip of that rod, I'm probably right at about 7 foot right now, which is about where I need to be. So let's go right out in there is where we need to be. Yep. They're already looking at it. I'm just gonna let that minnow do his thing. That's a pretty good sized minnow right there, but it ain't too big for a crappie. I don't like big minnows for crappie. I like fairly small minnows, but I want them big enough that it'll get their attention. You still need something that'll get a crappie's attention. It needs to have some wiggle and some jiggle to it. There we go. There. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What do we have right here? This must be a big bass. Hit it as soon as... I hope it's a crappie, but there ain't no way. It's a big old bass. I can go ahead and tell you what it is. A little bit of everything on this hole right here. There's... Could be a catfish or something. Ah, it's a big bass. I knew it was. Well, howdy there, buddy. How are you this morning? Ain't he a pretty thing? He hit that man as soon as it got down there. He ate it up. Not what we're looking for, but a fun bycatch nonetheless. Here we go. Feels like a good crappie. Oh yeah. Another bad one. Another fat one. All right. Gosh, these fish are getting fat. That's incredible how thick they are. I mean, look at that. That fish is broad, man. I'm gonna stick that one in the live well too. That's a good one. Will keep us about, I don't know, 6 or 7 for supper tonight. It'll be pretty good. A real good school of fish down there. They just ain't real active. I may pick my jig up, throw it in there in a minute. See if they'll bite a jig any better than they will a minnow. I don't know. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. There's a crappie. I drew him up out there and got him to bite. Really had to work at it too, but we got him. He'd been caught before. Somebody's caught and released him before. Could have been me a couple weeks ago. I tell you what, he's been caught and released once. I'm gonna catch and release him again. Get on back down there, boy. It's your lucky day. He'd have been a good eater, but we're gonna catch plenty to eat. See, I had to get him on the jig. I got him following it out, and he ate it probably 20 feet from the brush pile. Here we go. Please be a crappie. This is a crappie. This is a big one, and it kind of feels like a crappie. Don't you dare come off, you son of a gun. Might be a bass, I ain't for sure. Big crappie. I mean a big old crappie. Holy cow, y'all. It has been such a tough day. I mean a tough day. But that makes it worth it right there. Look at what a doggone crappie now. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Sometimes when I set out to make these videos, I'm done in 30 minutes. I've got all the footage that I need. And sometimes when I set out to make these videos, I have big plans and it just doesn't work. And today it just has not worked. It's taken me all day to get enough footage to make a video. But y'all look at there, what a black crappie. That's a big one. I mean, it's skinny. If the fish wasn't skinny, it'd weigh 3 pounds. But that's a big old crappie. Holy cow, that's cool. All right, we're gonna put that big girl back. That's a big old fish. After a tough day, that is icing on the cake right there. That's why you don't ever give up. If you're gonna catch a lot of fish, you gotta be about halfway hard-headed. Get on back down in there, girl. There she goes. That's the biggest black crappie I've caught in a long time right there. We've caught a few today on a bobber. We've caught a few on a jig. It's just been one of them days. You just gotta stick with it, man. I'm gonna tell y'all what's happened. We got an Arctic blast came through last week, and the water temps fell very, very, very quickly. And I think it kind of shocked these fish a little bit. I really do. From what I'm seeing, it's not just this lake. I've seen it on a couple of different lakes. Man, there's some big crappie on this place. If I can get them to bite. I've seen it on a couple different lakes now. It just kind of shocked these fish and sent them into a weird state for a few days. It'll all level out, but it'll take some time. All right, we changed colors. I went with black and chartreuse. Starting to get a little bit dark out here, so I wanted to throw something down there that they could see. Let's see if I bite that black and chartreuse. There's some more of them big hogs sitting down there. I can see them. There's another one. Not quite as big, I don't think, but it feels like a pretty good one. Yep. Another nice one. Ain't nothing wrong with him, that's for sure. Him on black and chartreuse. All right, y'all, I'm fixing to wrap it up. It's been a tough day, but a fun day. Ended up catching enough for supper, which is always good. Kept 6 or 7 nice ones. Don't know how many I ended up catching today, maybe 20 total. It was a very, very tough day, and I've taken it almost till dark now. Took me all day to get enough footage to make a video, but sometimes that's how it goes, and that is okay. If you're going to be a good fisherman, you got to be dang sure hard-headed. You can't take no for an answer. You just got to keep on going and keep on going, and eventually you'll run into them, and that's what happened today. We caught a few on a slip bobber, we caught a few on a jig, but we got the job done. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to my buddy once again for letting me borrow his boat. I'll be back in my boat here within the next couple of weeks. You may see a video or two of me in this boat, or who knows, we may go bank fishing or something. I don't know, but if you got any suggestions, stuff you'd like to see, videos you'd like to see, stuff you'd like me to do in videos, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Always nice to hear from everybody. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time right here. Brandon Lester Fishing.